preparedness. Okay, let's get to this here. All right, let's look at everything that's going on around us now, right? Let's look at everything that's going around. Let's look at all the agent provocateurs. Let's look at all of the infiltrators, the
phonies,
manipulators, the phonies, the degenerates, the fools, the rats. Look at it. I never forget, man, when one of the brothers told me that he was down in Menard, the police told him, like, man, listen, man, Larry Hoover, man, brought y'all something great, but y'all fucking it up. This is what the police told one of the brothers, man. So that means that police have been studying what we about and understood that what we were about was about true growth and development, was about positive and productive. But the peoples that the light was actually geared towards to guide
start blinding.
It stopped blinding them. It stopped blinding us, bro. That's what it started doing.
You know, I've seen, well, I'm not gonna say I've seen that. I've read that same situation before in the scriptures. Matter of fact, when Jesus was talking to the disciples, and the disciples said to him, "Show us the Father." And he said, "How long must I suffer with you? I have been amongst you all this time, and you have still not seen the Father." Meaning that
in the Son.
Exactly, the works that the Father desires to be done, I am doing. So when you see these works, you see the will of the Father being made manifest or being done in your presence. So don't judge me off what I say, judge me off what I do, and then realize who I am.
So does a man speak louder than his creed?
Speak louder than his creed.
Okay.
If I'm doing the works of my Father, why do you doubt me?
Okay. Preparedness. Preparedness. What time is it?
I don't
know. Nobody knows. But even the blind and hard of hearing know that it is very late and the road ahead is long and rocky. So evidently it is time to prepare. If don't nobody know what time it is, and you know that the road is ahead of us is rocky, that means we got to prepare, man.
Absolutely.
But what are we preparing for?
Good question.
Let's read on.
Let's go.
Our new concept teaches us that our organization is based upon positive, organized growth and development. Growth and development builds in stages. It is cool and romantic. It is stalking and being stalked. It is the system rising above our level of intelligence to repress us. And it is our membership learning how to counter their repression and again pull ourselves above their efforts to destroy us. Because of this, we must be in a constant state of preparedness. Oh, so
Bro.
Yes.
I have to do this again, right? And forgive me, but that takes me to another place in one of the scriptures where it says, "Behold, I send you out as sheep amongst the wolves. Be ye as wise as serpents, but as harmless as doves." In essence, meaning, understand that the world you're going into is not ready to receive you, but you must be prepared to deal with it on the level that it operates.
That is exactly what the new concept is teaching us about preparedness. People
Mm.
want to repress us. People want to keep us down. And it's people that's within your ranks and files that want you to be repressed, that want you inside
Self-hatred.
a chain, that want you in the courtroom, that want you sitting there with your life on the line. These very people that's within your rank and files, that's where the preparedness come in at. That's where your education comes in at. So that way you can be able to recognize it, be aware of it, internalize it. Now you prepare for it and you ready to move.
Because you know who your enemy is and what your enemy is.
Exactly. Our past appeals to the power structure have done us no good. How ridiculous we must have seemed when we expected government agencies to invest the wrongs burdens upon us by the system. We must learn from our past mistakes and realize that the only thing that power understands is more power, not necessarily in a destructive manner, in a destructive way, excuse me.
Hmm.
We have the power. We have the power. However, what can be accomplished tomorrow depends on how well we prepare ourselves today. Man, we got the power, but we don't even realize the power that we have.
Okay. So the only way we can realize the power we have will be to observe what comes from unity and discipline.
Yes.
Okay.
So if we have to become a power to reckon, we must take on the concept of organization, right?
Right?
Everyone must do their share.
Absolutely.
Everybody has a responsibility. For we make
Indeed.
up the organization as individuals who have come together as a collective. That the collective is power.
Okay, hold up. You said take on the concept of organization, right?
Yeah.
We are fast becoming a working, thinking, and planning group of people with common goals that unite us around an ideological concept of ourselves called organization.
Organization. We must take on the concept of organization, meaning a unified and consolidated group of people with an executive structure that deals with the well-being of all of its people. It's an executive structure of business and enterprise for the individual, group, and collective acceleration of the body as a whole. That's organization.
So if we don't identify ourselves with that concept first, we miss the mark on everything else.
Our governing body has decided to take on a new concept, a concept that will bring us into the 80s and prepare us for the political and economical realities of Black America. All that's going back around to what? Organization.
Organization,
And what is the organization?
growth and development.
Come on, man. This is what I've been telling peoples.
Mm.
I've been teaching peoples this here, man, for years, bruh. It's simple. It's so simple a baby can understand it, but it'll baffle a genius.
Baffle of food. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you so smart that you a fool, that you a
You said that
degenerate,
nice.
that you a phony.
You are
This
so
is what the
smart that you are a fool, a degenerate, and a phony.
yeah.
Mm.
And then you're
Good,
gonna be
smart,
exposed.
dumb
Oh,
motherfucker.
let me tell you this here.
Hmm.
To a person like that, who's their biggest threat?
Someone who actually knows.
There you go. Because you will expose them. You become their biggest threat. They faking so long that when the real stands in front of it, they can't stand up to it. You can't
So
stand
that's
up
why.
to it.
Okay, okay. All right. So now my brain's somewhere, right? Bear with me, G. I need your patience right now because, and I'm gonna use a scripture in this context again for clarity. When Jesus came speaking the truth, the Pharisees, the scribes, and the Sadducees didn't want anybody talking to Jesus because he would open their eyes.
Open their minds. That eyes that he talking about is this, that third eye.
Yep.
Listen,
They
man.
had Jesus off talk, bro.
Yeah. Listen.
They
It's
put
people.
Jesus off talk.
It's people's out here in society right now today, man, that won't that has been instructed not to talk to me. I'm not Jesus. I'm not even trying to portray to be no Jesus. I'm not no Jesus. But I have the abilities, the same abilities as Jesus. Because Jesus walked this earth the same way I walk. Jesus came as a living, shining example there, what he can do that all men shall do as well.
Hey, there you go.
And that, you know what I'm saying? So
So you doing
therefore,
the same work?
man, I'm doing the works, bro. You doing the work. Everybody that's doing the work, you know what you're gonna be painted as? You're gonna be painted
What's that?
as an enemy. You're an enemy of the Sadducees and the Pharisees. You're an
Those who
enemy of
pretend to
them.
be righteous but
Those
are
who
not doing the work. They just professing it out their mouth,
they professing it out
but
their
their
mouth, but they
actions are
not doing
far
it.
from it.
There you go. What did Pilate? What his name? Pilatus Pontius?
Yeah, Pumpus Pilot.
Pontius Pilate? And that's what
Yeah, I
he
wash my
did.
hands of this.
I wa- all the time. He never was trying to change it no way.
Yep.
He never tried to change it. He was all for it to crucify. That's the reason why it's important that you learn, study. So therefore, everybody will continue to carry that word around. You remember the movie Fallen,
Yeah.
where
Denzel
the
Washington, right?
demon was jumping out of one person and he couldn't uh watch. That's what it has to be with us, but it has to be that truth. That truth has to continue to be moving
Mm.
around, bro. It has to continue to move around. We have to move it around, meaning it just got to go from this person. We got to pass to that person, to that person, to that person. That's the reason for education, bro. That is what's going to guide you. That is what is going to lead you. That's your lighthouse. That's your beacon light. That's that shining light that will forever be lit in your heart and in your mind. The doctrines of the new concept.
Mm.
And then this is how you get prepared to recognize who your enemy is and what your enemy is.
So if a person denies you access to proper education, wouldn't that mean that they're trying to make you a slave to their own personal agenda?
Uh, you better talk to me.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Because that's what I was gathering, right, from all this information being given right now.
Listen,
Because
bro.
in order to make a slave, you have to deny them the education they need to be free from your agenda.
Mm, mm, mm,
Because that
mm,
lack of education prevents them from preparing themselves to be free.
mm, mm, mm.
And if they're not prepared to be free, they will have no idea who or what their enemy is.
And that's I can't find it right now. I got so much stuff laying around up in here. But my office is a real office, bro. Let's make a slave.
Oh, the
Ain't
Willie
that's
Lynch
what
letter.
ain't that's what didn't he say let's teach you how to make a slave?
Yep.
You had to wipe. everything out of them so that you can put everything in them. And in this case, they don't want you. You already, a lot of them ain't got it to begin with. So what people are doing is keeping them away from it. They can talk about this here all day. They can talk about the authentic all day, the black and white, this and this, and blueprint this, the blueprint that. But they're not studying it. You know why?
Why that?
Because they are bombarded 24 hours a day with BS from the lunatic fringe, from the phonies, the fakes, and the phonies, the fools, and the degenerates. All day.
Okay,
That's portraying
so
to be the righteous ones.
so in that sense, then that means if I'm trying to keep you from recognizing the truth, I have to point out an irrelevant factor or a distraction or something that don't really hold no weight whatsoever. Keep you focused on that so you can't look at what the real substance is.
And that's what the musicians do. Sleight of hands.
Yeah, the sleight of
How you
hands.
how you faking? I mean, how you looking over here somewhere where they doing something else over here? You're not focusing on what they really got going on. They got you looking over here. But this is what's going on over here. They got you looking at the left hand, but they're gonna slap the shit out of you with the right hand.
You know, that took me to something. And I got the brother Cat Williams said this on the interview. He said, if I lie to a people about who they are, I'm gonna keep them looking over here on this side, but I'm gonna stay focused right here because I know what a lie was told.
Yeah.
So that being the case, an individual that wants to keep the truth hidden will always point you over here at this issue or this problem. The whole time they watching back over here to make sure that over here doesn't come over there.
Now let me tell you what my mama taught me. She said,
Talk
baby,
to
it's always far better to tell the truth. She said the reason it's far better to tell the truth is because once you start lying, you got to tell a lie to cover that lie up and that lie up and that lie up and that lie up. And then you're going to bend and forget about the very first lie that you told. And I'm saying this to take you somewhere. Never, ever forget the information that was said to you first. Because if it's the truth, it's not going to change. The facts of it would not change. You standing on truth, you standing on facts. So whatever somebody telling you something, remember what they initially said. Because if they're true about what they initially said, then the facts ain't gonna change. It's gonna remain the truth.
That's the foundation.
My mama taught me that, man. Because if a person is lying to you, that lie is going to change consistently over and over and over and over. Over. We have to be mindful that what did this dude just say to us? What did he just say? We can't forget what is being said.
So let me ask this question. Would that
Yeah,
mean that the lie has to change to fit your ignorance? Because if your knowledge grows and develops, then that means you can't be told the same lie over and over again. The lie has to fit what you don't know, not what you
that's what
do know.
exactly. Because it's not because they're not, how can you fit a lie based on what you already know to be the truth? So a
Not
lie
gonna work.
has to fit what you don't know.
So, all right, I'm gonna use the school system as an example. If the school system or the educational program is designed to miseducate you, then they have to make sure they keep you in a certain realm of not knowing. Like, for example, today's society, The average school in our community doesn't teach taxes, banking, investment. It doesn't teach Wall Street information.
Why? Why?
Because if they
Why doesn't
taught
it
you
do it?
that, then you would know how currency works. And if you know how currency works, then you wouldn't be in poverty.
So that's preparedness. You're not aware of it. And if you're not aware of it, you can't prepare. So if you're not aware of the banking system, you're not aware of how economics work, then you can't prepare for it. You can't prepare. You know, there's no way. There's no way. Then you'll never know who's got their hands up your back, and you'll never know what your number one enemy is or why you are so illiterate.
Okay.
Preparedness does not come by itself. Neither time nor desire alone would ensure our being prepared against all opposition. Okay, let's look at this here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it all opposition? Are we talking about humans? Are we talking about a different organizations? Are we talking about that's who our ops is?
No.
We
Opposition is
talking
an
to,
obstacle. That which prevents your growth and development.
okay. So is these other organizations preventing your growth and development?
No.
Who's preventing your growth and development? Those are your oppositions. Those who don't want to see you rise. Those who want to keep you suppressed. Those that want to keep you uneducated, economically ignorant, politically stupid, and socially dumb. Those are your enemies. Those that's coming in there trying to take the leaders out of the community. Those who look like you and can get close to you and
That would
destroy
go
you.
that would go back to anybody that supports or is an agent of the systematic warehousing.
So who's enemy? Anybody who supports and condones the systematic warehousing and destructions of our brothers are in essence the enemy, right?
Right?
That's one of your oppositions. If you support it, no matter if you're conservative or you're liberal, you're a Democrat or you're Republican, you're European or you're Asiatic, you're Hispanic or you're a native, you know what I'm saying, indigenous. It don't matter. It ain't got nothing to do with no color. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It has to do with the fact of are you trying to suppress our growth and development? You got enemies right within the rank and files. They trying to
Absolutely.
suppress, they trying to suppress our growth and development because a lot of times what they doing, they taking the people, bro. Listen, man, listen,
Talk
man,
to me.
this is cold, bro. They taking the people who are economically stressed out, and they are bringing drugs in the community, giving them to the potential leaders, because the leaders want to feed their peoples. They are giving these drugs and these guns to these brothers and these sisters, these men and these women, and at the same time, they destroying them. They destroying them because they know that these guys and these girls are leaders. We got to be aware of this stuff, man. This stuff is dead serious out here, man. Preparedness is real. It's not fake. This is not no fake. This is not no, we're not playing out here. Mm-mm. Preparedness is not a gift, but a victory. In order for us to be prepared against all odds, we have to work hard, strive and toil, combat the negativity of our environment, rebuild our financial status, re-educate ourselves, and properly educate our youth, subdue adverse circumstances and situations, and at all times be ideologically alert.
That's that
Hey
word
man.
again.
Hey, bro.
Talk to me.
Hey, boy, this new concept of this blueprint of a new concept is real, bro.
Absolutely.
It's real, bro. It's telling you what we just said. It's telling us this here.
Because to be ideologically alert means to be aware economically and politically.
Because it's telling us that we got to re-educate ourselves so that we can educate our youth.
Absolutely.
Listen, bro. Listen. This is what it said, bro. It says, preparedness is not a gift, but a victory.
Mm-hmm.
In order for us to be prepared against all odds, we have to work hard, strive and toil, combat the negativity of our environment, rebuild our financial status, re-educate ourselves, and properly educate our youth. Subdue adverse circumstances and situations, and at all times be ideologically alert. Combat the negativity of our environment.
That's a subjective and objective will all over again.
Because we got to listen, bro. The negativity of our environment. One of those negativities is us getting involved in illegal activities.
Absolutely.
When we get involved in illegal activities, we are doomed.
But now
We're
that
doomed.
ties into something. Because if we refuse to properly educate ourselves, we give ourselves no option but to be involved in that.
Exactly. So therefore, we have to re-educate ourselves because the education that we have is what led us into doing what we was doing in the first place that got us in that situation. So we have to re-educate ourselves, take all that stuff up out of us that we think we know, clean out the brain, clean it out real good, disinfect it out real good,
Mm-hmm.
then put the new in us so it's not contaminated. So
So that
therefore,
would be,
once
go
uh-huh.
ahead.
So therefore, once we get the new in us, now we can share it with our youth. We can't
So that
share
would be
nothing with our
overcoming
youth.
the Mr. Know-it-all complex.
Yes.
Where we think we know because of everything we've been through, but we only know that certain area of life. We don't actually know the future or what we have the potential to achieve because we won't forget what we mislearned.
Mm. Okay. Keep going, my brother. Keep going. Keep teaching. Keep teaching. Keep teaching, my brother. Keep teaching.
Now, and also in retrospect to that, by overcoming the Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all image, you also have the Mr. or Mrs. Tough Guy image to where your bravado or your ego or your I'm a gangster mentality or attitude can hinder that same thing because you think you can out tough the law or out tough the education. You can muscle or gorilla your way through things.
Yeah, you see what happens to gorillas, right?
Man, you know what I know about gorillas? They
What
dig
you
in
know?
their ass and throw shit everywhere.
That's all they do. That's all gorillas do, right? So are we to concern ourselves with somebody or something that's considering themselves to be a gorilla?
Absolutely not. We were given
You
dominion over the animals.
know what I'm saying? So if we was given dominions over animals, why would we make ourselves an animal? Why would we call ourselves an animal? Why would I say I'm a gorilla? Why? Why
Mm.
would I want to be a gorilla? Why would I want to be a monster when I've been given dominion over monsters and gorillas?
Because you will have no knowledge of the two main ingredients that constitute civilization.
And what are those two main ingredients, brother?
The first ingredient is love, life, loyalty. The second ingredient is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Okay. Now watch this
And
here.
those can be found in chapter 2 of the blueprint in the section Truth, Our Foundation.
Mm. Now let's
So
go
this
to
book is
this here.
designed to make us civilized, not animals, not beasts of the field.
Right. So I don't want to be no beast. I know
No
animal,
gorilla,
no gorilla.
no hog in the
Because
game.
man is literally what he thinks. If you think you're an animal, then you're gonna be an animal. You're gonna walk around on all fours.
Man
Or
is
you're gonna
mine.
sit or you're gonna sit around and dig in your ass and throw shit.
Absolutely.
It says in the positive thinking morale letter. All right, let's get this
Mm-hmm.
understood. The positive thinking morale letter is this letter right here. That's the letter right there. It's the September the 17th, 1983 letter. And it says, the 3 steps of preparedness are explained. They are 1, define the problem, 2, propose solutions, and 3, propose steps by which we can organize and struggle to reach the solution.
Mm-hmm.
Again, in the positive thinking morale letter, which is the September the 17th, 1983 letter, it says the 3 steps of preparedness are explained. They are 1, define the problem, 2, propose solutions, and 3, propose steps by which we can organize and struggle to reach the solution. Debate, discuss, and dialogue. The cut and thrust of argument will greatly help us to clarify our thoughts and begin to see more plainly the problems for which we must prepare ourselves. Debate, discuss, and dialogue. What do we do, Blalen?
That's exactly what we do.
Me and you,
Now,
we debate every
all the
day.
time.
We debate, we discuss, and we dialogue. But we do it in a manner that is not disrespectful or belittling
Absolutely.
or challenging to each other. You make me challenge my thinking. Hopefully, I make you challenge your thinking. That's
Absolutely.
the whole thing. Now, what you was gonna say?
That's the cut and the thrust of argument. If I
Yes.
can't get you to challenge your thinking, then the argument is pointless. It just becomes a disagreement at that point.
And then once it become a disagreement, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. Nobody's listening
Absolutely.
to it. Nobody's listening to what the other is saying.
Yeah, that's conflict.
Mm,
That's not resolution. But what I was going to say was I was looking at the 3 steps of preparedness, right?
yes.
And I thought about it. It says define the problem. That's the first step, right?
Yep.
You can only define a problem through studying the situation. The second step, propose a solution. You can only propose a solution through observation of the situation. The third step is propose steps by which we can organize and struggle to reach the solution. That's application.
Study, observation, and application, right?
Absolutely.
The proper knowledge, right?
That's the ability to grow and develop.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
But
Study,
I could be
observation, and
tripping.
application. Study, observation, application. You study it because now you're going to define it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you observe it. That's your next step. That's the proposal solution. You observing it. Then you come with the third step, the application on what we're going to need to do in order to get this done.
So now that would mean in order to have positive thinking, you must have the proper knowledge. And the
True.
proper knowledge gives you the morale to carry out the next step of applying that knowledge, which would be wisdom.
Mm. Knowledge used wisely.
Exactly.
One of our problems is that most of us are more ready to die for our struggle than we are prepared to study, think, analyze, plan, and organize. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We are prepared to die for the struggle because we think
Yep.
that we really aid in assisting in all righteous endeavor if we get out here and get our brains blowed out or go to jail for the rest of our life.
Absolutely.
Instead
Which
of
brings no solution to anything.
studying, thinking, analyzing, planning, and organizing.
Yep.
Now watch what else it said, bro. Watch the next thing that it said.
Mm-hmm.
However, to die for our cause is a one-shot deal. To live for the struggle demands that we take on the more difficult commitment of changing our day-to-day lifestyle. It is a proven fact that the strongest and most durable of organizations are based upon the maximum education, economics, political, and social development of their members. Ooh,
Say that one more time.
wee, ooh. I think the people ought to see my face, bro. They need to see the look on my face.
Yeah.
It is a proven fact that the strongest and most durable of organizations are based upon the maximum educational, economical, political, and social development of their members.
So that would mean that positive lifestyle management is based upon the maximum education, economical, political, and social development of our membership or our
Exactly.
society as a whole.
A society as a whole, a society of ourselves, right? Now, watch this here.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody look in the mirror. Go take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you maximizing your educational, economical, political, and social development for our new concept of organization? Ask
Bro,
yourself that question. Yes.
I gotta say this. If we maximize our educational, economical, political, and social development, wouldn't that make us outstanding?
All the time. All
So if
the
we're not
time.
maximizing those four squares, then we're not being outstanding.
No, we're not. We got to maximize those four elements right there at all times, bro. Those are the methods that are needed in order to reach the apex of our growth and development. Maximizing education, that means learning everything that we possibly can every day.
I would love to
Maximizing our
learn and listen. All that is conducive to the acceleration. See, bro, you opening up some things with this. You
I'm
open
not
up some
opening
things
up.
with this.
I'm not opening up nothing, bro. That's the new concept of organization. The blueprint is opening it up, not me. I ain't opening up nothing. The blueprint is opening it up for you. I'm just discussing it with you because I'm learning
Okay,
too.
so the difficult commitment of changing our day-to-day lifestyle would be to strive tirelessly to remain an outstanding member.
Okay, watch this. Let's move on to the next stage, and that's going to answer everything that you just said. For this reason, we must put all our time and energy into developing ways and means by which we can build, learn, and grow. Now say what you want to say, bro. Say what you want to say now. Say that all over again. Cause you just received the answer.
Bro.
See, it's a navigation system, bro. See, it's a navigation system. You can't even study the blueprint of a new concept without studying the black and white, bro. You cannot do it because it's going to take you right back there. But if you don't know what's back there, you're going to miss something. You got to do this simultaneously at the same time, bro. Because you know why? The blueprint is taking you back there. It's taking you back to the original source. What came first?
The black and white.
Okay, so the blueprint is the black and white on steroids.
So if we would have put the process of growth and development into a written fashion, the first stage of writing or the rough draft would be the black and white. The final draft would be the blueprint.
Exactly, because look at it. Where is the blueprint taking you back to?
Black and white.
Now, let's go back. Let's use this in a spiritual term now. Can you have a complete Bible without the old what they call
Testament and New Testament?
Old Testament, yes.
No, can you? Absolutely not.
Because the New Testament is going to take you where?
Back to the Old Testament.
There you go.
The New Testament is the fulfillment of the Old Testament.
Old Testament. So what is the blueprint?
The fulfillment of the old black and white. Which would be the same
black
way
and white.
as the Quran.
It's the fulfillment. It ain't the old black and white. It's the fulfillment of the black and white.
Okay, so that would be the same with the Quran and the Hadiths. The Quran was written, and to better explain the Quran, the Hadiths were written. And the Hadiths were based on the actions, behavior, and attitude of the Prophet himself.
Yes.
The cognitive thinking blueprint illustrates the evolution of the mental cognitive state of the thinking.
No.
Now I'm gonna stop right there.
No. You You said the thinking. That ain't what it say, brother.
What it say? Talk to me.
You said the Rod Emory version.
Yep, you're right. Yep. The blueprint illustrates the evolution of the mental cognitive state.
No.
That's not what it says.
The blueprint illustrates the evolution of the mental cognitive state of the gangster disciple leadership, Larry Hoover. That's what it says, bro.
So
I think you're a little bit too excited.
Yeah, I am, bro, because it's clicking in me now, right? Because as I'm dealing with this and I'm looking at it, this book actually takes us through the process of a person bettering themselves mentally in order to prepare themselves to enter into a new realm of life.
Yeah. And what is that new world? What is that new realm of life called?
Growth and development.
Growth and development.
This information, when studied properly, can teach you how to master the art of changing from negative to positive.
Hold on, bro.
From destructive to beneficial. Do you know how much society needs that understanding?
Yes.
Not just information, understanding. The ability to settle disputes and maintain order through a fair and just interpretation of laws and principles. That's the ultimate balance to one's existence.
Check this out, bro.
Uh-huh.
Everything that you just said. Our new concept, last paragraph, page
Mm-hmm.
41 in the Rod Emery Bird's version, page 39 in the blueprint of a new concept. Says, our new concept is a sanctuary in which a sincere and serious brother can examine his problems, work towards solving them, go out and experiment the solution, return to our thinkers and planners for more work if needed, and eventually arrive at the assurance that he is now prepared to be a trajectory of strength, inner freedom, and maturity in the community. So, you come in, you come into class, you sit down, you learn, you get everything that you need, you you go out and you test it and you come back. And if it need to be tweaked, we tweak it some more. You never leave the classroom. You never stop learning. You never stop studying. You never stop. You come back to the thinkers and the planners if you need more tweaking. All right. You have been around me, bro. You
Mm-hmm.
know that I talk to the originals.
Absolutely.
They reach out to me, I reach out to them. I get guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I have to go and say, man, I need to sit down, I need to understand something. How did y'all do this here? When y'all put this together, how did y'all do it? Why did y'all do it? What was going on at the time when y'all was writing these letters? When this was coming
Yep.
out, when that was coming out, I go get it, and they give it to me. I come out, I use it, I share it with everybody else. And when I need some more, I go, I sit down, I get it, and I'm
Absolutely.
teaching. I'm
You
teaching.
define the problem.
I'm the man. There you go.
You
And I
propose a
come get up.
solution.
I get up with. I come back. I get up with peoples. I talk to
Mm-hmm.
brothers. I talk to all our brothers. I talk to our sisters. I talk to them. I go to the leadership. I build with the leadership to say, hey man, what do we do? How do we do this here? This is who I spoke to. This is this. Okay, how do this compute?
Yep.
I'm not
I
just
witnessed
and
that
then
firsthand.
and when I do it in a position of sincerity. I'm not trying to mislead. I'm not trying to misguide. I'm not trying to do none of that.
You go as a student.
I go as a student, I come back and I'm teaching, but I am still a student. I'm not so arrogant that I cannot take counsel. I'm not telling somebody not to talk to somebody else. Because if you know what you know, then you should be confident in standing and talking to any man or woman. It's
That's
only
fact.
when you don't know what you know or what you're supposed to know that somebody is going to stop you from going to talk to people so you can learn what you're supposed to know.
Mm.
Talk to me.
I'm on page 14 in the blueprint of a new concept. It's chapter 2. Truth by foundation, right?
Yes.
It says eventually mankind's fall from these laws and principles brought about slavery and the law of the jungle, which is the basis of capitalism. Capitalism is in essence someone reaping the benefit of somebody else. The strong preying on the weak and the intelligent dominating the illiterate.
Kings and queens. The fall of mankind came from man's misuse, selfishness of these laws and principles in order that he may dominate others through their ignorance. Eventually, mankind's fall from these laws and principles brought about slavery and the law of the jungle. That gorillas digging in your
Mm-hmm.
ass and throwing shit.
Throwing shit.
It's the basis of capitalism. The strong preying on the weak and the intelligent dominating the illiterate. Although the re-emergence of these principles is changing much of that, let us not forget that the downfall of many civilizations was a direct or indirect result of these peoples being neglected by the masses and or the ruling class.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, bro, I want to make this clear. I want to make this unequivocally clear, man. This is what we need, bro. This is what we need. But watch this here. It says, still, some of us try to sort of slip and slide from day to day, hoping that no one will ever really make us face ourselves. Brothers, we cannot afford to fail to realize that eternal discipline is the only thing that can prepare us for external forces that are planning our systematic destruction. We cannot take shortcuts.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no easy way in this.
Ain't no easy way around this.
You got to do the work.
You got to get out. You got to do the work. You got to toil. You got to sit in the classroom. You got to take that time out and you got to learn. You cannot expect somebody else to learn for you and to do for you. And when you need to know something, you're going to call on them to give you the answer. Man, there's something wrong with you.
Yep,
It's
that's a
something.
slave.
So while you sitting out here, you playing on your phone, watching TikTok and Snapchat and Twitter and Twit and whatever the rest of this stuff is out here. You doing this all day, and you expect
Mm-hmm.
for somebody to give you all the information that you need in order to be successful in life.
Question. That
So
whole bit being on the phone, right? And playing TikTok, internet, all that. Wouldn't that be the 24 hours a day our senses must endure the shock of these attacks from lunatic fringes?
exactly 24 hours a day. That's all they doing. They don't even listen, man. People don't even watch the blueprint reveal.
Speak on it.
Let a rat saga come out. Because that's the controversy. They want it. But we don't even do it for controversy. We don't do it for clicks. We doing it to save you.
To show you
We
who and what
trying
the enemy is.
we trying to save your life. You know what I'm saying?
But now let's get into that, right? Because the educational part of what we do is the awareness and preparedness. So when you run across the rat saga, you know how to deal with those type individuals.
Exactly.
So if you're not doing the educational part of it, watching the rat saga really don't benefit you because you don't know how to deal with that individual properly.
Listen, the rat saga give us all the steps on what we need to do to go about how to do the research and find out. Then that's the educational aspects of it. And it's where we exposing to you exactly what's going on around us to protect yourself. But we are so caught up in well, my man, he sound good. Just because an apple look good and you bite into it, man, that apple might be full of worms. It
I'm
just
about to
look
say it
good
might
on
have a
the
worm on the
outside.
inside.
It
Yep.
just look good on the outside, but you never know what's going on the inside. Okay, my brother.
Let's go back to the studies.
To be prepared for anything, you must make it the central point of your life. It must come first. To be prepared for anything, you must make it the central point of your life. It must come first.
I will not be selfish, but for the preservation.
The sake and preservation of I want to say I'll be willing to endure my share.
Mm-hmm. Boy, it don't miss. It lines up perfectly.
It says, because if you try to act without sufficient preparation, you would undoubtedly fall into unsuspected danger. There is one power which no force of opposition can destroy, and that power is the enthusiasm and determination of a prepared people.
Mm.
Ooh-wee. Listen, man, why do you think the United States of America is still fighting overseas, bro?
Enlighten me.
Because they are dealing with the power. It's the power of an enthusiasm and determination of a prepared people. They are prepared, bruh. How you gonna fight? You fight an ideology. You fight the ideology. These people have an ideology. They've been taught. And they pass it. Why you think when one leader is down, another leader step up? And the fight continue to go on. They training them. They teaching them. They preparing them. They are prepared. They are a prepared people. Everybody, everyone must do their share. Everybody has a responsibility. For we make up the organization as individuals shall come together as a collective. They are a prepared people. Our measure of preparedness will only be sufficient when we can be mobilized to act in unanswering unison on any matter designed by the leadership.
When it said mobilized to act in unanswering unison,
Okay.
my mind went back to observing unity and discipline. And it went there because it's like, okay, in order to achieve any goal, you must have discipline, right?
Exactly.
Okay. When a group of people are unified, you cannot stop that power or that force to be reckoned with.
Exactly.
So the combination of unity and discipline makes it beyond boundary without measure. Ain't no other way to put that, bro. There's no other way to say it.
Note, remember and study the system of the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Absolutely.
Woo wee, bruh. That was a doozy there.
Yeah.
That was a doozy. We gonna do something today, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go first tonight, and we're
All
gonna
right.
change this up. So I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna start to do my close out. Brothers and sisters, men and women, people everywhere, all over this earth. Understand this here. It takes a lot of work. We have a lot of work ahead of us. It takes a lot of work for us to do what we do. We love you all. Please study because this is for us. This is for us. It's your future. You are the future. So you have to be educated in order to take us into the future. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I first will say thank you to everybody who watched this and anybody who comments on it. I want to say I appreciate your presence. I want I wanted to be understood that this book, this concept is not limited to being a member of this organization. These teachings were given to the world for the world to understand how to be a better place. For those of us who are members of this organization, stay with those who have set the example for us to follow. For those of us who are not members, understand that we are only striving to help the world better itself. With that, I extend my love, life, and loyalty, and I grant you my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for all of us to achieve the highest heights of civilization. With that, I say peace.
My brother, that was excellent. That was excellent. I want to thank you for this bill. On, bro. I love you, bro. I love you, bro,
Love you
and I
too.
love you, man. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Yes,
And to
sir.
all our men and women throughout the world, thank you all for your love and support and for always being there to support positive lifestyle management. And when those words, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace.
Salute to the righteous.